Hello and welcome to the Straight Bat, my weekly video blog where, as the title suggests, I comment with a straight bat. Now, I love Hindi cinema, so I'm going to start this week's video blog with a cinema dialogue. Minister लोग मेरे पीछे और पुलिस लोग मेरे जेब में रहते हैं. i.e., ministers follow me and the police is in my pocket. Now, this dialogue comes from the 2011 blockbuster film Singham. Yaad hai Singham? Ajay Devgan starrer. It pits a villainous don against an honest inspector, Bajirao Singham, and forces Singham then to retort in anger when he hears the don say this: Aata Majhi Satakli. Loosely translated from Marathi, that means now I have lost it. Now, watching the political developments in Maharashtra over the last few days, any right-thinking Mumbaikar or dare I say Indian citizen may well be prompted to echo what Inspector Singham said in the film and say in sheer frustration, Aata Majhi Satakli. After all, when both the political and the police leadership appear to be caught in a web of lies, deceit and dare one say criminality, it makes one wonder, have our lawmakers and law enforcers abandoned any notion of public service but instead become partners in a cash and carry private enterprise? How else is one going to interpret the unprecedented war of words between the Maharashtra Home Minister Anil Deshmukh and the Police Commissioner, former Mumbai Police Commissioner Parambir Singh? The commissioner, soon after being transferred, and I emphasize the word after, suddenly accuses the minister of asking for vasuli, collection money of rupees 100 crores from an assistant police inspector, Sachin Vaze. Now remember, Vaze is the one who has been arrested in the Ambani bomb scare case and now is under UAPA and is being even accused of murder. The Home Minister in turn claims that the police commissioner is only saying all this because he doesn't want to be implicated in the same case that Vaze is caught, the Ambani bomb blast case, where, remember, one person, Mansukh Hiran, has been found dead. Now, amidst the allegations and counter allegations, let's tell it like it is. The inconvenient truth is Mumbai, Maharashtra's and dare one say India's chickens have come home to roost because the police-politician nexus has been laid bare. A few years ago, a senior Maharashtra police officer, Sanjay Pandey, appeared on Amir Khan's popular TV show Satyameva Jayate, and there he admitted that there was an organized, institutionalized settlement racket hafta, as they call it in Mumbai, that was given to the local police and their superiors, particularly by restaurant and bar owners. This is exactly what the former Mumbai Police Commissioner Parambir Singh is claiming the Home Minister was part of, that he also was part of this hafta culture. Remember also that Mr. Singh became Police Commissioner in February 2020. But it is only now in March 2021, 13 months later, after he is transferred, that he is reminding us or telling us about this hafta culture and is claiming to be a conscientious whistleblower. Also, the minister is now questioning Parambir Singh, the top cop's integrity, after for the last 1 year having assigned or made sure that Parambir Singh was leading all the major cases that were coming out of Mumbai. Which is why, my friends, the words of neither Mr. Deshmukh nor Mr. Singh should be taken at face value. Mr. Deshmukh is a 5-time legislator from Maharashtra and Parambir Singh is a cop with plenty of experience. Therefore, neither of them could be unaware of the implications of what they are saying and their actions. Which is also why it is time to end this charade of self-righteous indignation that one is hearing from across the political spectrum, everyone pointing fingers at the other. The truth is, if a police commissioner had not been transferred, it is unlikely that he would have spoken out. The truth is, If Mansukh Hiran's body had not been found, Sachin Vaze would have continued to call the shots, even though he's just an assistant police inspector, and maybe the Ambani bomb case would have died a natural death. And if the former Maharashtra Chief Minister and leader of the opposition, Devendra Fadnavis, had not got access to confidential documents, then it is possible that the Shiv Sena-led government in Maharashtra would have just brazened this out. Truth is, neither Uddhav Thackeray nor Sharad Pawar can distance themselves from the murky business that's going on in Mumbai. Remember, Vaze, and I said this last week as well, was glamorized as an encounter specialist, joined the Shiv Sena after he was suspended for his involvement or alleged involvement in a fake encounter case. And therefore, the question is, what was the compulsion to reinstate Mr. Vaze in 2020 when the Maharashtra Vikas Aghadi government led by the Shiv Sena came to power, but for the fact that Vaze is a Shiv Sainik in uniform? And can a hands-on veteran politician like Mr. Pawar, who has towered over Maharashtra politics for well over 4 decades, claim that he was unaware of what his NCP Home Minister might have been up to? And yes, while Mr. Fadnavis can legitimately claim that as the leader of the opposition, he has put the Maharashtra government on the back foot, don't forget that the same Mr. Fadnavis presided over the same very system when he was Chief Minister for 5 years in partnership with the Shiv Sena. Will anyone seriously believe that the policeman-police nexus only came to light in November 2019 when the MVA government came to power? Can any state government, not just in Maharashtra but across the country, claim that they have made a genuine attempt to implement the police reforms which the Supreme Court had mandated in the 2006 Prakash Singh case? Remember, at the core of these reforms is the urgent need to insulate the police from political pressures, then be it in investigations or be it in transfers. Fact is, no one has made any attempt to prioritize police reform. No state government, no Manmohan Singh government of the UPA, no Narendra Modi government of the NDA. But I ask, why would any government bite the hand that feeds them? The fact is, whether it is the alleged extortion racket or the lucrative transfer posting business that is being spoken about, an industry in a way, an increasingly corrupted and compromised politician-police culture has corroded and enfeebled institutional structures to the point where the lines between right and wrong have long since been blurred. It isn't today just the street constable, my friends, who seeks a bribe with impunity. The chain appears to extend to the station house officer, to shockingly even IPS officers and their political bosses. Indeed, that even senior IPS officers today stand accused of lobbying for profitable posts reveals just how deeply entrenched interests have compromised the police hierarchy in the country. Which is why, my friends, heads must roll in Maharashtra, and any inquiry must be transparent and serious and must go beyond the usual political point scoring and tu-tu mayor politics. The guilty must be identified and given exemplary punishment. This is necessary to protect the trustworthy police officers, and there are many, and yes, the upright politician too. For their sake, this chain of fraudulence must be broken. Else, every furious citizen will be entitled to scream, as I did at the start of this video blog, Aata Majhi Satakli. As a postscript, some of the goings on in Maharashtra seem bizarre, and it is bizarre in tragic times. Remember, the state of Maharashtra has by far the highest number of active COVID-19 cases, and a number of beat constables have lost their lives in the pandemic. And yet, even in these times, we hear about this Vasuli culture. And What's the solution being offered? Well, Mr. Sharad Pawar has suggested that why not 92-year-old Julio Ribeiro be called up to head a probe into these allegations. Mr. Ribeiro rightly has pointed out that he is hardly at an age when he can be a lead investigator. But the very fact that a 92-year-old Mr. Ribeiro is considered as the right person or the most apt for this task reveals the deep credibility crisis that confronts an entire generation or two of those who are in khaki and khadi. Think about it. This was The Straight Bat. And do subscribe to my YouTube channel for many more such videos. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.